everyone, welcome to your weekly forecast for September 19th, Monday, through September 25th, Sunday. So, a special thank you to my subscribers for your continued support. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. But I would just like to thank you all for your continued support by liking, sharing, and commenting on my videos. Okay, I also have a new report that's available down in the description box below, a monthly love and money report. It's points out your lucky days for those two things. Okay, you can order it through the Ask Me a Question link below. Ask Me a Question is also for those of you who only want to know maybe one or two things about your chart. But for those of you who are interested in my other services that I offer, there's a link there to my website also. So there are only a few major aspects this week, okay? On Monday, September 19th, the Sun in Virgo trines Pluto in Capricorn. On Tuesday, September 20th, Venus in Virgo trines Uranus in Taurus. On Friday, September 23rd, the Sun moves into Libra, and as soon as it does, it conjuncts Mercury in Libra, which is retrograde still, and it actually falls back into Virgo also on this day, Mercury, okay? And on Saturday, September 24th, Venus in Virgo opposes Neptune in Pisces. So, and now for your forecast. Okay, so for Taurus, on Monday, September 19th, the Sun in Virgo in your 5th house trines Pluto transiting in your, let's see here, 9th house of Capricorn. Well, you have planets in your 5th house of romance and fun, entertainment of any kind, gambling, speculation, games, sports, anything to do with children or childish things, even doing fun things like that. But any form of entertainment that you see or even do yourself, like dancing, things like that. Because you have Venus here at the same time, so this area should be heating up just a little bit at least, right? Nice trine to Pluto in your 9th house where you have Capricorn. 9th house is many different things, but I'd have to say that maybe because it is the house of foreign anything, foreign people, countries, language, that whatever it is that you're doing for fun is something maybe could even be slightly educational. You might actually accidentally learn something. But it could be something that is different, something you've never done before. Maybe always wanted to, and it could have something to do with a completely different culture. But if it's a dance or I don't know, singing or something or other, you know, in another language or whatever. But on the very next day, okay, Tuesday the 20th, Venus in your 5th house in Virgo trines Uranus in your 1st house, okay? So I'd have to say that somebody is getting you to let your hair down a little bit. This is a really nice trine to help bring out like the lovable side of you. And I'm pretty sure there is one. Maybe, you know, maybe to some people you seem to be really stubborn or whatever. But there are times where you're a lot easier to get along with, especially when you get your own way, right? Isn't that what stubborn is? Anyway. So on this day, you know, between these 2 days, I really think that you're going to be doing something fun that could actually have been unplanned. It was just a spur of the moment kind of thing, or you agreed to go somewhere with your family, maybe even, and you ended up having maybe a better time than they did, and you were really surprised by that. Okay, on Friday, September 23rd, the Sun in Libra in your 6th house conjuncts Mercury in Libra in your 6th house. And Mercury is still retrograde. Your 6th house is the house of work, the kind of work that you do, your co-workers, your work schedule. With Mercury being retrograde here, I'd have to say that maybe you were late for work at least once or twice this month. Or some kind of problems possibly, a little bit with transportation, but for whatever reason you may have been late. This is also a time where maybe you and your coworkers are given incorrect instructions on how to do a certain job or something or other, or your communications are kind of mixed up with your coworkers or even a client, especially if you're like self-employed. You should probably be very specific with clients at this time and making sure that you know exactly what it is that they want, because they're likely to change their mind after you show them what you came up with. Whatever, okay? So on this day, though, you know, this is some kind of communication or conversation, a talk of some kind that you could be having, maybe a little bit of a conference or something if it is regarding work. This is also the house of your health and your house of service. Okay, as far as your health goes, maybe you're receiving news on this day in regards to your health. Could be just you know, a checkup or something, just, you know, that you were curious about or something or other, or maybe even just finally getting around to making an appointment that you've been putting off with like a health provider or something or other. And as far as the house of service goes, you know, somebody could ask you for a favor at this time to help them out in some way. And it could be work related, it could be anyone in your life, okay? It could be family, friends, co-worker, whatever. But there's also a possibility that, you know, you have Mars in your second house in Gemini up until March. Your second house is earned income, how you earn your money. With planets in your sixth house of the kind of work that you do, you could be being talked into taking on more work at this time. Taking on some kind of side venture or whatever, you know, whether or not you're able to keep up with that, that's up to you. Okay, it could be a little bit too much, but it could have been something you actually asked for, though, too. On Saturday, September 24th, Venus in Virgo in your 5th house opposes Neptune transiting in your 11th house of Pisces. So this isn't bad at all. You know, your 11th house is your friends, where you go to hang out. It's socializing online and in person. It's any kind of organization that you belong to, and it's also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. And having Neptune here does mean sometimes, you know, that you have somebody in your group of friends that isn't all they're cracked up to be. And you probably know that, you know, there's somebody that puts on airs or something or other, you know, like you really all believe them, you know, so you just kind of humor this person. And this could be like one of those times with Venus opposition, you know, it's not bad at all. You could actually be teasing this person or vice versa, you know. This could be like anything in your group of friends, or if you belong to some kind of organization, you know, there could be something going on to that extent where it's like a little bit of a joke, but it's not like harmful, okay? Also, though, you know, you could be talked into, you know, giving up your free time in order to help someone. You know, one of your friends or an acquaintance, or if you do belong to an organization, something there, you know, they really prey on your sympathies. And it's supposedly for a good cause and all this other stuff. And if it's such a good cause, then why don't they do it too, right? And probably they aren't. They're probably trying to get you to do it so they don't have to. Okay. So for Leo, on Monday, September 19th, the Sun in Virgo in your 2nd house trines Pluto, transiting in your 6th house of Capricorn. So your 2nd house, where you have the Sun and Venus actually right now, is your house of earned income, how you earn your money and your investments and things like that, okay? So your 6th house is your house of work and the workplace and the kind of work that you do. Your co-workers and your work schedule. So I would have to say that obviously you're receiving, you know, more money or something at this time because of work that you're doing. You know what I mean? It could be even like something extra on the side, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. This may be a time where you know, ask for that raise, or maybe you just get one automatically this time every year. Sometimes some companies do that. The planets in your second house do trine your midheaven, which is your 10th house cusp, and you have the planet Uranus in your 10th house of your career. Okay, so all of these planets are in a position right now to, like, you know, increase your pay or your worth in some way. There's possibly something going on with your like even your personal reputation that's upping your clout in some way, okay, and giving you a little bit more power over what assignments you take or who you even have to deal with, okay. On Tuesday, September 20th, Venus in Virgo in your second house trines Uranus, transiting in your 10th house of Taurus. Okay, so this was pretty much like what I was talking about, you know, that Venus in your second house is attracting money or luxury items or whatever to you, okay? Could even be like a much belated birthday gift, you know, being bestowed upon you at this time or whatever. But very nice, trying to Uranus in your 10th house, meaning, you know, that something, you know, a little bit unpredictable or just totally out of the blue could happen within your career or in your public life in some way, that it brings you more money or some kind of item, a gift possibly of some kind to you, something of value. Okay, if it isn't money, it's something or other. But you know, you could just suddenly have this reputation that enhances your ability to bring in more money. Okay. On Friday, September 23rd, the Sun in Libra conjuncts Mercury in Libra in your third house. Okay, and Mercury is still retrograde in your third house of communication and travel, and Mercury is the natural ruler of this area. So when it's here, it does really well. When it's retrograde, it's a good idea to be a little bit more careful with your conversations and any kind of communication. Okay, written even the written word. You know, you could actually even get mail at this time that is yours, but it was delayed for some reason or other. You could even get like your neighbor's mail or someone else's mail, and this is like for regular postal mail. But you could also same thing with email. So you should really be careful if you're sending emails or if you're texting someone or leaving a message, that you've got the right recipient. Okay. Good idea. You don't want to accidentally leave, you know, a message or send an email to someone you don't want to have the message, right? Whatever. Anyways, also, if you're traveling on this day, you know, you could find yourself just, I don't know, doing an awful lot of running around, maybe not really getting much done, having to repeat trips, you know, like going somewhere and going in and shopping and leaving and then getting, I don't know, back in your car or whatever, and then realizing the very thing that you went there for to buy, you didn't buy it, okay? Or they didn't have it. They're out of it or something or other, and so you have to go somewhere else to find it. Okay, on Saturday, September 24th, Venus in Virgo in your second house opposes Neptune transiting in your 8th house of Pisces. Okay, so this is like one of those days where you could spend a little bit too much money. If you're one of those people that sits there with a debit or credit card and watches the shopping networks, you know, and they're buying stuff, this is kind of like one of those days where you don't really need it, but you see it on TV and it's neat and you really want to buy it. So it could be something like that, or even online, shopping online or something or other. But what this is kind of like spending money without really thinking about it. It's not that what you're buying isn't good or stupid or something or other, but it's just that you might go overboard a little bit, that's all. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now for Sagittarius. Okay, on Monday, September 19th, the Sun in Virgo in your 10th house trines Pluto, transiting in your 2nd house of Capricorn. So with planets in your 10th house of your career and your public persona, how you're known by reputation, okay, professionally and personally, you're out there, everybody sees you, you know, because the Sun's there right now, so you're getting an awful lot of attention, and that's helping you to bring in more money with the trine to Pluto in your 2nd house of income, how you earn your money. So whatever kind of attention that you're getting right now, because Venus is also here, is really good, because like the next day, on Tuesday, September 20th, Venus in Virgo in your 10th house trines Uranus in your 6th house of Taurus. So your 6th house is the kind of work that you do. So this is like a grand trine kind of going on here, right? And even though it's not really exact, but it's helpful. Okay, so you have your 2nd house of earned money, 10th house of career, 6th house of work, all like trining each other. So I'd have to say that, you know, if whatever it is that you do, you're either getting a raise, you're getting a new client, a very prestigious client, or you are being commissioned to do something, you know, your services are being sought, you know. On Friday, September 23rd, the Sun in Libra conjuncts Mercury in Libra in your 11th house of Libra. And Mercury is retrograde still, okay? So this could be like a conversation redo in a way, okay? Your 11th house is your friends and socializing. And this is socializing in person or online or on the phone, whatever way that you have contact with your friends or group of people that you hang out with, or wherever it is that you hang out, okay? Or it's any kind of organization even that you belong to. So even if you don't like hang out with a group of friends, maybe you belong to a group on one of the social media platforms, you know, something there. So you could have, first of all, you could have a return of like a friend that has been away, you know, that comes back into the picture. Maybe they're just traveling through or something or other. Or plans that you had with your friends or a group of people that you were supposed to do that were canceled are rescheduled now. Or now you're all able to get together to do this very thing. But you could also have a conversation with someone that is either a continuation or of a previous conversation, or just a subject that you'd like to bring up to get more clarity on it. You know what I mean? Like you really didn't understand what this person was saying, or you didn't believe what they were saying, or and you're just trying to pin it down or to nail them down in a way to committing to like more details and stuff, because it could have been something really vague. Okay, that it's almost like you're trying to catch somebody in a little bit of a lie. Okay. On Saturday, September 24th, Venus in Virgo in your 10th house opposes Neptune in your 4th house of Pisces. So this really isn't that bad. This is, you know, it's like possibly spending money for some kind of little bit of a luxury item, maybe for your home. Your 4th house is your home and family, but it's where you actually physically live, but it's also your personal life. So you could be putting your personal life in a way a little bit on the back burner and in pursuit of your career or doing something. Maybe you had plans to do something at home or with your family that you're totally blowing them off because your career means more to you on this day. Okay. For Pisces, on Monday, September 19th, the Sun in Virgo in your 7th house trines Pluto, transiting in your 11th house of Capricorn. So this is a nice aspect for your 7th house is your partnerships and close relationships, and your 11th house is your friends and associates, okay? It's your most sociable house. It's any kind of organization that you belong to. And since Pluto has been here for many years, you may have joined some kind of very influential organization that, I don't know, does a lot of good possibly for like large groups of people, for like the whole world or something or other. So you may be introducing like your partner or close friend, whatever, to these people, for possibly for the first time, or actually wanting them to join whatever group or organization that you belong to. On Tuesday, September 20th, Venus in Virgo in your 7th house trines Uranus, transiting in your 3rd house of Taurus. So back to like your close relationships, having Venus here in your 7th house right now means things are going pretty well, actually. You know, you're maybe even spending a little bit more time. This is with a romantic partner or a close friend even, but a business partner is also the 7th house. So you could be spending more time with them on the business, but the trine to Uranus in your 3rd house kind of means that your 3rd house is pretty much your everyday life in your immediate area, your neighborhood, your neighbors, you know. Maybe taking part in something that's going on in your neighborhood or around your area that is just something fun. It doesn't necessarily have to do anything with your partnerships. It's just that you could be bringing someone along to do something that maybe happens every time this year, like a hayride or fair or something or other. On Friday, September 23rd, the Sun in Libra in your 8th house conjuncts Mercury in Libra. That is retrograde at this time. Both of these planets are in your 8th house, okay? So 8th house is other people's money and resources, okay? You have 2nd house Aries with Jupiter in your 2nd house right now. So these are the money houses, the 2nd and 8th. So I would have to say that with Mercury being retrograde here, there was more or less money that was supposed to come to you. Possibly whatever. Okay, 8th house is legacies, inheritances, payouts of insurance payouts or legal settlements, money from something like that. It's also winnings, prize money, refunds even, credit, whatever. Okay, so but I would have to say that you should be on the receiving end of money or other things, okay, because this is other resources. So lots of things are resources. Maybe someone gifted you something that they wanted you to have, and anything from furniture to a car to equipment or whatever, okay? So maybe you were supposed to get something and you haven't received it yet. So I would think that you would either receive it now or at least find out what happened to it. Or this could be the very time that you actually find out that someone has been trying to give you something, either money or a resource. And now I guess they're clearing it up as to how to get this to you. On Saturday, September 24th, Venus in Virgo in your 7th house opposes Neptune in your 1st house of Pisces. So this isn't a bad thing at all. This is just maybe sucking up to somebody. Okay, this is, again, your partnerships. I would have to say this is pretty romantic, actually. You know, that you can get someone to, like you're like able to wrap them around your little finger, you know, on something or other. Not a big deal. It could be just something as small as agreeing to what to do as far as plans go, something or other. But it does make you a little bit lazy, not feeling like doing anything. And that would be conversations that are too serious. You know, you're not in the mood to discuss anything too serious, so at this time you're more than likely going to blow somebody off if they try to bring up some kind of conversation that just you're not in the mood for.